I would like to welcome you all. It's certainly a pleasure to see so many people this year. It's very nice to know that district heating is getting a hotter and hotter topic. So I really like to welcome all of you. And I also hope you appreciated the little exercise we had here for the beginning, so everybody will feel awake. We are at this conference 290, almost 300 participants. That is 100 more than last year. And we will have 120 presentations. And that was last year 70 presentations. So we are really increasing from the first conference to this second conference in terms of numbers. The international conference that we call it on sustainable smart energy systems and fourth generation district heating is actually something new we started last year to call it an international conference. Before that, we just called it a consortium meeting because it started with a project, the SES4DH project, where we look at future district heating technologies. And we are having that project or research center for 6 years, and this is year number 5 we are in right now. So it was annual meetings in the beginning, but we discovered that a lot of people from all over the world were coming and participating in the meetings, and that's why we transformed it into an international conference, and this is the second one we are doing this year. And of course it's all about the future district heating, fourth generation, and we have made this diagram, and you can see it more in the book of abstracts, all the details, also a paper about it. But as you can see, the generations coming from the left to the right, it was a relatively simple thing in the past, and it's become more and more complicated, and we foresee it will be even more complicated in the future. And when we work with it, it's of course about supply and district heating pipes and how to get the heat into the house, but it's also about where we should get the heating from in the future, where the heat production should be, and it's also about how to organize it and plan it and all the sort of things. And that's why we also do not only talk about district heating, but talk about district heating in a context of future smart energy systems, where we foresee that district heating will play an important role. When we started the project here, we started saying district heating is here to stay, but district heating has to change. And what we mean is that district heating will still be an important and even more important technology in the future, but it will have to adjust to the future context. And when we address the future context, we think we should not only talk about individual subsectors, such as smart grid within the electricity sector. We can find the best solutions when we really integrate it and talk about smart energy systems. That's why we use this term, that is to integrate and look upon district heating and district cooling and transport and industry and electricity and biomass and everything together. It's really when we analyze it together we can find the better and the doable solutions. And one of the main reasons for this is that storing thermal energy is much cheaper. To buy a store for energy is much cheaper than to buy a store for electricity. So if we can integrate this, then we can find better and cheaper solutions. Also, if we look upon the scale of storage, then if we try to put storage in each house, then the cost is much higher than if we do it together in it's a factor 100 times higher compared to if we do it together in district heating systems. That's also something we have carried out and analyzed for Europe, and we'll hear more about this this morning here. The Heat Roadmap Europe study, how much we can actually gain in Europe from looking more into district heating. And it's also part of the SES4DH project that look upon this in individual countries. I don't have a lot of time, so I'll jump right to the program and just inform all of you that we have a rather pressed program because we have allocated time for as I mentioned, 120 presentations, meaning that we will this year go in 5 separate tracks. So after this plenary opening session here and a coffee break, then you'll divide yourself into 5 different tracks, and we have likewise here in the old power stations of Aalborg, we have rooms to do that. Before that, we will have a session on European with a focus on Europe, and then later, when we close the conference tomorrow, we will have a session on look at the world. You have all of you hopefully got a book of abstracts. That's the old school, old-fashioned way where you have something in your hand and you can look it up. And I personally feel that's much more comfortable than all these CDs and whatever you have. And I can see on at least some of people on my age feel the same thing. So then I hope the young people will forgive us for not having a CD. But, and there's no papers in it, there's only abstracts, but a lot of you are invited to do special issues as we did last year, and actually we have just issued 2 special issues for these 2 journals here from last year's conference, and we will do the same. And if you want to participate in it, let us know if you're not already invited, and this is all settled. Then we will also have, as we had last year, 2 awards, kindly sponsored by Kamstrup and by Danfoss. So when we do all the presentations, the chairman will look if there are very, very good presentations, and then by the end of the conference, we will nominate a senior and a junior very good presentation and give an award for that by the end. But Kamstrup and Danfoss is not our only sponsors. We also have Logstor, pipe producer, and Desmi, and consultancy Plan Energy, and also Arkon Sonmark that some of you saw yesterday on the study tour to Henrik Lund that produces solar thermal for district heating. And they are so generous to sponsor a lot of the things that we will enjoy tonight during the dinner. So there will be very good welcome drinks and wines and dinners and even entertainment. So look forward to that, and do appreciate our kind sponsors. We are right now here in Nordkraft, and you can see this map also in the book of abstracts. And when we are going to, later on today, we are going to have a premiere on a video we made on smart heating Europe. Then we are going to a building here that is called Create. That is a building we have, a university building with a nice auditorium. There we can see the video. And then later on we're going from number 2 to number 3. That is the new music hall. That's where we're going to have the dinner tonight. And the video we're going to see is a world launch of, we have made previously a smart energy systems video, but now we have made a smart Heating Europe video that is trying to communicate the topic of this conference and the topic of our research center to a broader audience in Europe. What is the benefit of district heating, and what is it all about, and why should we do it rather sooner than later? Then I only have back to also announce that we are already planned for the next conference, and that will be in next year in Copenhagen on the 12th, 13th of September. And we have made agreements with the National Museum in Copenhagen, the Danish National Museum in Copenhagen, that is located right in the center of the city next to Tivoli and the Parliament and everything. So please make a note of that and be ready for that for next year. And then I think there's only left to once again say a very, very warm welcome. And then just one practical remark, and that is in your name sign here, in the back of it, there is a small ticket that is for the dinner. But if any one of you already know now that you're not going to the dinner, then please give the ticket to the reception, because then we can distribute it to somebody standing in line. So please do that if you already know. But of course, I will suggest very strongly that you do participate in the dinner, because it's really going to be very, very, very nice. So warm welcome to all of you. It's really nice, wonderful to see so many people, and thank you very much.